As we load into Oxide LE in the top right-hand corner map, spawning all the way to the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player coming down from the land of Germany. He is going to be representing his team Genesis Gaming. He is BattleB.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Oxide LE, we have the Polish Zerg player representing XCOM AGO. It is Elazer.
Have I been pronouncing his team wrong the entire time?
Yes.
Is it not Ago?
I mean, all letters are capitalized, so no, you wouldn't say it like a word.
Why not?
What do you mean, why not?
Why not?
How do you pronounce the team MVP?
MVP.
There you go.
What?
God damn it.
How do you pronounce BIG?
Oh, but are they all capital though? Now you might have me on that one. True.
There we go.
But you didn't even call it Team Big. You said you said Berlin International Gaming or whatever.
All right, what does AGO stand for? Something in Polish, I imagine.
Something in Polish. Oh god. Shaking my head, Yaki. Shaking my head.
I stalked myself into a corner.
You did. You almost got me though. You almost got me. And so far we have some standard openers. Again, expected from Elazer, Hatch Gas Pool, Shalkara. But BattleB, our eyes are on him. What is he going to bring to the table? Oh my.
Already skipping the Reaper.
Yeah. Oh my god. Bold move.
Still 1-1-1 behind this. What is he going to do with the barracks now?
I'm really curious as well. So for those wondering, skipping the Reaper does mean that you do forego scouting information early on. You forego, again, because you do lack a scout. You don't know if there's a third base being thrown down. You don't get to harass the mineral line and keep an eye on things. For all BattleB knows, there could be a Roach Warren. There could be a 2-base all-in. BattleB didn't even go for an SCV scout.
I just realized that too.
Yeah.
Playing with a lot of assumptions right now.
He just doesn't care.
Thankfully, it's the right ones.
Yeah. And it makes sense, like, he's gambling right now against his opponent. And you could argue that this is something that you need to do when you're up against a world-class player, right? So, yeah, with this, he will be able to get away with it. Elazer wasn't being ultra-aggressive by any means, so BattleB can comfortably get into this faster production, I guess.
Yeah, nothing is going to be too hindered here. He's going to get the Hellions out real quick. Starport not too far behind.
Well, yeah, exactly. The first couple of Hellions are going to be moving out across the map. Again, to keep an eye on things, maybe clear some creep, maybe find a way into a mineral line, but unlikely. Meanwhile, oh my god, that is a very fast Marauder, mate.
It is. Is he going to get concussive shells with this? He's rallying it behind the mineral line.
Yeah,
He's going to get a medevac after this Viking.
And we should be seeing concussive shell with this, but yeah, like Marauder and I imagine Hellbats would be what's coming out? Question mark?
Yeah, it's one of those builds that's we've been seeing a couple more times in TVZ where you use the concussive shell Marauders to ideally you drop behind enemy lines, but even dropping right in the front lines is still going to be valuable because you can still slow down queens and let them get taken out by the Hellbats and what have you.
Yeah, definitely. Something that's a little bit interesting to me as one of the Hellions does get picked off is that there is no concussive shell with this. The medevac.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, yo, was that meant to have started earlier? Okay, but hopefully it does finish up in time for this drop.
And the armory is on the way as well. BattleB has not stopped producing Hellions.
That he has not. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Elazer is none the wiser. Because of the initial Viking, the Overlord was taken out, and Elazer has been unable to scout. He does have a decent amount of queens, and he is about to have a Baneling nest. Again, morphing in these Banelings are going to be key here to defend and not die.
Let's see how well he's going to be able to do that. BattleB has a lot of firepower in his hands and a lot of crowd control potential with these concussive shells.
Exactly. Concussive shells is done. The armory is done as well. Finally, BattleB has shown his hand, but the Banelings are on the way. Elazer just needs a little bit more time.
It's like only a couple of seconds if we're being entirely honest. If the Banelings do manage to connect with the Hellbats, and that's already going to be a lot of value, but instead they connect with some of the Marauders instead. Decent position here, right in the corner, but I think Elazer has been able to surround everything.
Oh yeah, that he has. The Baneling connections were good enough. The Lings come in, and that push did nothing. He got, like, what, 2 queens? 1 queen and 4 Lings.
What a shutdown.
Just look at the battle report, man. Shift B, yo. That was an attempt. I want to give BattleB props for it, because again, he kept it hidden. He hit a very crisp timing. You know, he was able to deny all the vision as well. That went maybe as best as it could have gone when it comes to BattleB's side of things. Unfortunately, Elazer never stopped the queen production, and he was playing safe, getting that Baneling nest.
Yeah, I wonder if that's just because he wasn't able to get vision in that base. Although I guess it doesn't change things either. Still, the sheer fact that Elazer wasn't quite able to get a scout did mean that he wanted to play safe. Not only did he get that Baneling nest, he also produced a ton of Zerglings right at the start.
Yeah.
So he had everything he needed to hold.
Exactly, and he held beautifully there, beautifully. And now I'm really concerned for BattleB, because he's in a really rough place. He of course has to transition, but his 3rd base is so late. It is going to be morphed into an orbital, but as this is happening, Elazer is getting his 4th base, and yo, this madman wants to hit a 1-1 timing with roaches.
Well, he knows how delayed the tank production is going to be, so might as well go for something like this. Might as well be aggressive approach Ravager.
Yeah, it makes so much sense, mate. The first tank is finally being made, but again, the first tank, 7-8 minutes into the game, Jesus Christ.
It's the opposite of a safety tank.
Exactly. Oh boy. Meanwhile, with all these queens, they're being put to good use with the creep thread. Again, it's going to be launching across the map towards this 3rd base. This 3rd base is not going to be long for this world. Like, this is where everything is going to go down. And BattleB, he needs to either try and slow this down or distract Elazer with drops. He needs to do something to just get time, enough time to get more tanks out.
Yeah, definitely very worried. The wall isn't even a wall! The only tank out right now for BattleB is going to be taken out! Things are getting more and more pessimistic is the word I would use, I suppose.
Oh, mate. Like,
terrifying.
It is terrifying. BattleB, he's not in a good place right now. He's in the worst place. The tank count was reset. The roaches are just about to hit. Glau finished up 1-1, about to finish up in a couple of seconds. Again, this 3rd base is not, it's just not a 3rd. It's just not happening, mate.
I want to have some kind of hope and really try to, be a bit of an apologist and say maybe if he takes the choke point at the top of the ramp, but then I looked at that army supply difference. Roaches came in, BattleB started writing on the wall, and had to give up game number 1. Unfortunately.
Ay is all I can say, mate. Oh my god, what a game there.
Yeah. Without a doubt. I really like what BattleB was showing us. Like he was saying, since it is the starter series, since he knows he's up against the favorite in this particular matchup, might as well go for something a little bit risky, a little bit out there. Hopefully it catches him off guard, but I may be misremembering here, but I'm pretty sure Euthermal does this every single time to Elazer, so... or did this every single time to Elazer, so...
I mean...
I guess he was a little bit prepared, even if he wasn't quite able to get the scout off.
I was gonna say, to be fair, like, yo, if you're gonna do a build against anyone in Europe, like, I'm sure Euthermal's done it at least once before,
Oh,
like,
yeah. He actually made a guide on this specific build.
Euthermal is the king of builds, like... Oh, God. So it can be difficult to bring something new to the table. And boy, oh boy, did Elazer just shut that down. That wasn't even close,
That was
mate.
convincing.
Yeah.
It really was. I mean, first he shut down that push, and then we started getting worried for BattleB.
Yeah.
Then he recognized that tank production was going to be delayed, so he got roaches, and then we got really worried. Then he killed the only tank that BattleB had, and we were like,
yeah.
Up.
Yeah,
All
like, I was
throwing my hands up.
I was trying to like huff as much copium as I could, mate. Like, but then when the tank died, it's like, nah, mate, nah.
There's not enough copium in the world.
It's not happening.
But hopefully we get a very different result here on Romanticide LE. We're in the top left-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the top left-hand corner. The Blue Terran player coming down from the land of Germany. He is going to be representing Genesis Gaming. He is BattleB.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the Polish Zerg player. He is blue, representing XCOM AGO. It is Elazer.
And I really don't think Elazer is going to feel any pressure here to change things up at all. Let's continue playing reactive. Once again, in this series, our eyes are on BattleB.
Exactly. It's like, all right, BattleB, what do you got here? We did see that cheeky opening with those Marauders. Are we going to see something along the lines of another kind of a Hellbat push? Are we going to see a 2-1-1? Are we going to see a 1-1-1 into Cloak Banshee? Something a little bit more standard? Are we going to see something crazy like BC play on Romanticide? I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah, definitely a lot of wide open dead spaces that you can take advantage of. Like so.
Yeah. So again, the world is BattleB's oyster, especially on Romanticide, the largest map in the map pool. You know, if you wanted to do something a little bit more standard, then now is the opportunity to do it.
Possibilities are all out there. This time, not skipping on the Reaper. He's going to have much more map information, a little bit more map control at the start.
Yeah, we'll see. As you said, you know, BattleB playing this more standard, right? Going for that Reaper, going across the map, and I feel like it's a wise choice to do this because Elazer is well aware that the Reaper was skipped in the previous game, so the likelihood of him maybe abusing that is there.
Yeah, once again, just about as safe as can be. BattleB getting a little bit ambitious, but Elazer is able to save his drone.
That he is. No damage done yet. Elazer was also able to get his third base up and running, and this is where I'm a little bit concerned because this is quite an aggressive third base that Elazer is going for. We saw Elazer decide. Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a real possibility. It can be very effective, but if we see roaches on Romanticide, I have to imagine we're going to be in it for a bit of a longer one. It's a little bit harder to be aggressive on this map.
It is definitely harder. We'll see how confident Elazer is against a player like BattleB. Oh, the tumor. Oh my
God! Get the tumor, but Elazer does get the Reaper.
Ugh. The greed of BattleB really hurting him there, and BCs.
Whoa! I was agreeing with you as a bit of a joke, but yeah, that is exactly what BattleB is going for.
Mate, if you're gonna go BC, Romanticide is the way to go, mate. I am a little bit concerned. We should be seeing the Tech Lab on the way soon here. So yeah, should be on the way.
Not quite there yet, yeah.
Then he comes out with the ranged libs, mate.
I would be opposed to that.
Oh god. Oh my god, how? The Ling gets in! Ay.
Elazer finds that 1 second that BattleB looks away, that BattleB is focusing more on the Hellions, and he is able to sneak in, sees that fusion core just about finishing up, balls in his court. It's entirely up to him to get his queens in position here. Maybe even get a couple of spore crawlers if he feels the need.
Exactly, like it's too late. Like BattleB has to commit to the BCs even though it did get scouted. Elazer with full 100% information, he's going to be able to prepare for it. As you were saying, get the queens out, get the spores out.
Feeling confident enough to go for a lair first though.
That he is. That he is. Lair's on the way. With that lair, he can get into a Spire, get into Corruptors to really shut down those BCs if he so wishes, or he could do something a little bit more risky and go into Mutas.
Yeah, that's definitely not the best way to clear out a BC, but on the flip side, you don't necessarily have to clear out the BC if You already have the queens to defend, and you can just go for some counter harass on your own.
Yeah, definitely. And yo, there it is. Roach Warren does get thrown down. So far, the queens are doing a very good job at zoning out these Hellions. They haven't found a way into a mineral line quite yet, but maybe they will find a way once the BC shows up.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the Spore Crawler count, and Elazer doesn't have too many of them. It's just about one per mineral line. He sees the teleport, though.
Yeah, that he does. At the same time, the Hellions try to slip into the third base, but the Lings are there to meet them. The Queens also chasing down those Hellions. At the same time, plenty more Queens where that came from as they do push away the BC in the natural.
I was honestly really worried when Elazer only brought 3 queens, but that's about all you need to really chase away a BC, that and the Spore Crawler.
Yeah, exactly. The Spore, mate. Don't underestimate the power of a Spore Crawler with transfuses, mate. As the BC does get forced away. What I will say is that thankfully the BC saw all the tech. He saw the Spire and he saw the Roach Warren.
And now BattleB can just adjust his build accordingly, not committing too hard into BCs. Not going to any sort of BC mech either. He needs to teleport out.
Mate, he's playing with fire right now. The BC, no, is it going to go down? Mate.
More hits from the queen. It survives somehow.
My God, one shot away, mate. 10 HP. Oh my God. BattleB, please.
I'm on right now. This BC, mate.
Yeah, I mean, this BC should be dead, let's be real. The queens were like stumbling over each other because of the minerals and because of the SimCity, so they didn't get the most shots that they could have. BattleB, luckily, he gets the BC out of there, but there we go. Mutas are on the way. We see Ling Bane Muta. The Roach Warren was just for safety, just in case it was required.
And Elazer has pretty effectively called BattleB's bluff. He knows that it's just going to be a single BC as a harassment unit that's an opening. And beyond that, it's just going to be Marine Tank.
Yeah, that there is.
Are extremely effective, especially if they can catch a drop.
But they don't care about the drop, mate. They just go straight for the mineral line. Get a couple of SCVs. Thankfully, the Marines were in position to swat away these mutas. At the same time, we do have that double drop in the center of the map.
And is doing a pretty good job of clearing up creep and just keeping Elazer on his toes, but it gets chased all the way back. The Lings force a hot pickup, and the Mutas are already in position to chase them down. There's not really a buffer for the tanks. Elazer collapses on top of this entire army. He doesn't even need the Banelings.
I was about to say I thought it was overextending with just Ling Muta, but just like that, he actually hunted down that full medevac full of Marines, was able to focus it down, and traded so well despite not having those Banelings.
It does get cleared up though, and these Mutas cannot overstay their welcome, but already a very nice little win here before any big engagements really happen.
Exactly. I'm still worried here for BattleB as Elazer, he's free and back at home to just expand, double expand even. The 4th base is already up, 5th has already completed. Behind this, we see more Ling Bane Muta being produced. Elazer essentially done droning up.
Yeah, he's worried about making nothing but army from this point forward. Army and some static defense since he can spare the drones.
Yeah, what I will say is that Elazer trying to force his way up the ramp into these 3 bases is still going to be difficult to accomplish because of the entrenched tanks and Widow Mines. It's not impossible though, especially because Elazer is getting close to maxing out.
Definitely. I guess it's a little bit easier when a couple of Banelings come in and if they're able to sneak into a mineral line, but there were already units in position. 1 Baneling connects, but that's not quite going to be enough. The Mutalists might be able to clean up, though.
Gee, you know you're in a rough place when Mutas feel confident fighting Marines. Like that. Oh my God. The Marine count does get shaved off. The BC comes in once again, but the Mutas are coming back home. Ooh, BC does teleport away just in time. BattleB has done a very good job at keeping this alive so far. Oh God, but taking this 4th base, this is going to be so difficult. This is going to be the next point of contention.
Yeah, that's definitely one thing you can say for BattleB. As efficiently as Elazer has been trading in these initial skirmishes, he hasn't been able to do any economic damage to BattleB. He's still nice and stable on his 70 SCVs, and he's still pretty close to maxing out here.
Yeah, that he is. The Mutas, they try to dance in. Oh, they actually get 2 Widow Mines.
Already just like that, he completely avoids the army and jumps straight into the production, goes after the mineral line of the main base, but doesn't want to tangle with that missile turret.
No, he does not. Meanwhile, a couple of Bailings just randomly roll in as well, do connect with what little Marines there were. Again, Elazer just picking apart BattleB wherever he can. Oh god, will we ever see a big main fight? I don't know if we will. Elazer is getting ready for another run by it.
Yeah, it's almost death by 1,000 cuts at this point from the side of Elazer. Bailings don't quite get to connect on the mineral line, but they are getting so many connections on the Marines itself. The Thor is exposed. Meanwhile, towards the south, Elazer wins another battle.
Oh god, that he does. The Mutas got so bruised by those Thors, but the Ling Bane just rushes on forward. Unfortunately, BattleB was not looking at his main army, and he just took so many Banelings to the face, lost almost everything, and 29-30 SCVs go down.
I think that's really showed that Elazer is the better multitasker in this match.
Yeah, unfortunately. Like, it's one of those things where BattleB, he was doing a really good job at, again, just staying or turtling up on 3 bases, slowly getting a 4th, slowly reaching out, closing that gap in supply. Like, that was great and all, but when it comes to those fights, when it comes to, again, dealing with all that harassment, that is where he's falling apart a little bit more.
Unfortunately. Got to the point where Elazer's on 90 drones, and apart from the very start of the game, hasn't really been bothered. He has a macro hatchery at one of his fringe bases. That's how confident he is, and that's how aggressive he wants to be. He doesn't want to waste his time with larva in his main base. He wants to immediately morph them in, get the army on the front lines. He crushes this Bioforce and the tanks that are parked outside of his base, and he has more than enough supply to keep going.
Exactly. I'm so impressed with how he dealt with all those Widow Mines. Not a single one got a decent shot off, and in comes the Ling Bane. At the same time, Mutas hit the freshest base. There is no missile turret whatsoever. Every single SCV is going to go down.
And finally, Elazer surrounds this Bioforce. Pretty good splits, but at this point, there's so much supply, it doesn't really matter. GG, Elazer takes that series